Why did China form a long-lasting centralized system while the Western Europe did not? The answer lies in geography. Let's first look at the map. This is where the Chinese civilization originated, the North China Plain. This land was uniquely suited for nurturing early civilization and a centralized system, and it's all down to a massive collision tens of millions of years ago. The Indian plate slammed into the Eurasian plate, uplifting the Himalayas, the roof of the world. These giant mountains blocked warm, moist air from the Indian Ocean, drying inland Asia and creating the Kalamakan Desert. The monsoon winds then carried the desert dust eastward, accumulated over millennia to form the lowest plateau, and then the North China Plain, which was largely built up by the lowest sediment washed down by the Yellow River from the plateau. That's why the plain is so flat, fertile, and soft. The lowest soil is so soft and easy to work with, meaning even primitive wooden and stone tools could till it, greatly lowering the barrier for early agriculture. And the Yellow River runs straight across the whole plain and provides stable irrigation. Combined with China's mild temperatures and synchronized heat and rain, it ensures high and reliable harvests, driving rapid population growth. By the way, the Yellow River is also a product of that massive collision. Those giant mountains create huge elevation drops, giving the glacier water enormous power to flow all the way across the country to the East Ocean, thus forming the two great mother rivers, the Yangtze and the Yellow River. Speaking of the Yangtze River, its basin didn't become the cradle of the Chinese civilization because it was covered in dense woods back then, so it's pretty difficult to develop. Only after technology advanced was the region widely developed. And it also proved extremely suitable for agriculture too, adding its vast waterway system. It further strengthened the imperial centralization. So this productive agriculture and the dense population naturally suited the centralized rule. The state could reliably collect grain taxes and conscript farmers into military, while the flat terrain and the nationwide waterway system enabled cheap and efficient movements of those resources and troops, dramatically lowering the costs of running a unified empire. China's long-lasting civilization and centralized rule also benefit from its semi-enclosed geography. We've got plateaus and deserts to the west, the mountains to the south, the ocean to the east, and in the north, we built the Great Wall. So these natural and man-made barriers limited the large-scale invasions and allowed the civilization to develop uninterrupted. Yet we did have the Silk Road, which is a narrow but a vital corridor. The Buddhism entered China via this route and has profoundly influenced our culture. But that's a story for another time. Now let's look at Western Europe. The geographic picture is quite different. The Alps, Pyrenees, Carpathians, they divide the continent into separate regions. The Rhine, Danube, and the Rhone, they flow to different seas, resulting in a no-connected waterway system. Moreover, Europe's higher latitude and cooler climate shaped a mix of agriculture and pastoral economy, which has far lower output per unit area than China's intensive agriculture, resulting in a much lower population density. So this fragmented landscape, paired with scattered population, made centralized rule extremely costly. Unified empires did emerge, but none could hold on to power for too long. Unlike China's semi-enclosed terrain, the continent west of China remained largely open and unshielded by impenetrable natural barriers. Even the Alps could be crossed. Ask this family. So this open landscape allowed frequent large-scale migrations and conquests throughout history, which also enabled cultures and technologies to spread, blend, and evolve across Eurasia. Alright, I hope this clears up our opening question. History is of course full of surprises, but geography sets the fundamental direction for how civilizations evolve. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. In my next video, I'm going to talk about how geography shapes Chinese characters, and do you know the essential paintings? Follow me if you're interested. See you next time.